You shake a hand, exchange a greeting, and within 3 seconds, the name you just heard is gone. Your mind goes completely blank. This pattern often extends to other parts of life. You treat your birthday like any other Tuesday. You rarely post photos online. Small talk feels like a chore you'd rather avoid. Society maintains a rigid definition of social competence. When a person deviates from these expectations, they are labeled as awkward, arrogant, or antisocial. Constant exposure to these labels leads many to believe they possess a social deficit. They spend their lives apologizing for a personality they have been told is broken. Looking at these behaviors through the lens of social etiquette hides the underlying cognitive mechanics. In psychology, these specific traits correlate with high cognitive intelligence and a specific type of emotional maturity. This diagram compares a standard reactive brain to one wired for deep processing. While one system prioritizes immediate output, the other routes information through a complex central network. This architecture prioritizes depth, creating friction when interacting with a world built for surface-level exchanges. The social friction experienced on the outside is the result of an advanced internal operating system running in the background. In a social setting, the brain must choose which data to store and which to discard. Many intelligent minds exhibit hyperconnectivity, a state where the brain runs multidimensional simulations and searches for deep psychological patterns during every conversation. Cognitive psychology views names as arbitrary labels with no meaning. The brain rejects flat shapes, like names, allowing complex shapes to pass. This filtering is a defense mechanism. Discarding meaningless data prevents cognitive overload, ensuring the core focuses on patterns that matter. Forgetting a name is often a side effect of a mind processing complex structural data at a volume most people cannot sustain. Similar mechanics govern why some people disappear from social media or ignore personal milestones. The human brain is naturally susceptible to variable reward reinforcement, the dopamine hits from likes. Many people rely on this external validation to regulate their self-worth. This contrasts external versus internal locus of control. The left depends on continuous external inputs. The right is self-contained. When internal validation is sufficient, digital applause ceases to be a requirement. Online metrics no longer influence the self-concept. Digital invisibility reflects a shift from seeking external approval toward maintaining internal autonomy. This need for autonomy also explains the sudden chime-off of toxic relationships or the immediate resistance to being told what to do. While these actions are often perceived as stubbornness, they represent the execution of protective boundaries. This is psychological reactance. When the brain detects a threat to its freedom or a drain on its limited cognitive bandwidth, it triggers an automatic pushback to restore that freedom. When emotional exhaustion from carrying others' weight reaches a threshold, the brain initiates a hard reset. It severs connections to preserve remaining peace and focus. Intense independence is the byproduct of a mind that has learned to prioritize its own stability over social compliance. When these traits are viewed as a cohesive profile, a different picture of the misunderstood mind emerges. High intelligence and emotional maturity are rarely associated with the most visible or vocal individuals. These traits manifest as observation, quiet discipline, and the ability to detach from emotional noise. These are among the most difficult forms of self-regulation to achieve. Operating without the need for an audience allows a person to move with a level of internal purpose that public performance cannot replicate. If you prioritize deep thought and protect your peace, your personality does not require fixing. These traits are the indicators of a mind designed to navigate the world with a level of depth that most people never reach.